So what I'll do to set the tone of the meeting, I'd like to turn the microphone over to Mr. Weeden.
Thank you. Well, first of all, we'd like to thank everyone that made it here. And of course, it's this time of the year, they've always asked Native Americans lately to get up and speak about that Thanksgiving, the first Thanksgiving. And I'd like to brush just a little bit on that, was that through oration passed down, and as I was taught by the late great Princess Redwing, the first Native American to address the United Nations, my grandfather was born 1870 and died in 1954, and others, was that first winter that the Pilgrims lost approximately 50% of the people. And they had a hard time because a lot of the seeds that were given to them by the native people here to plant, to grow and produce nourishment for their bodies was strange to them. And as some of the native people, when I was a child, used to say, gee, they didn't even know how to find a drink of water. But the fact of the matter being is that just before the Thanksgiving harvest of the fields and gardens and all, which is Nakomo, which is a festive Thanksgiving, the Nakomo, the harvest Nakomo, which was in 1621, would have been somewhere in the full moon of October, beginning of October. And Squanto had spoken to Governor Bradford, and Bradford was down, and he didn't feel too well, and he was concerned about that following winter. And he mentioned this to Squanto, and Squanto said, this is a time for Nakomo, a festive Thanksgiving, a time to give thanks to your Creator for what good has been bestowed upon you. And Governor Bradford asked Squanto, he says, do you think your Massasoit, which is your great leader, whose name at that time, Osamican, it means yellow fella, would he want to join us in this? And yes, he said, I will go and I will find out. And they did send word to the Massasoit, and the Massasoit thought it was great for the people to come together and to give thanks to their Creator for what blessings that were bestowed upon them. And as we know, the native people brought enough food to feed them, plus all of Plymouth. And they had their Thanksgiving. What have we learned, though, from that? What did they see that perhaps we today don't see? Today is very hard for us to see things because take a look at the pollution we have in this world. Noise, TV, etc., all these distractions. Do we have time to sit down and in silence listen? Listen to that voice from our Creator. And if we listen, we will hear that inner voice within us. And if we connect to our Creator will speak to us and help us to build the cornerstone of our character. And then we become a product because we are molded by our Creator. And we become a product of our Creator that He can use. Thanksgiving is about being power social, not power personal. Today they say there's the unholy trinity of me, myself, and I. What's in it for me? But see, what did they see back then? See, the Massasoit, when he passed on to the next world in 1660, it is recorded that there would never be another one like him, for he ruled his people with love. He ruled his people with love. And love is the atom time particle matter of all creation. What they saw, I don't know if we could see today. Because both the Pilgrims and Massasoit and his people were peaceful people. There were some exceptions to the rule, as there is in all. But those Pilgrims were searching for a geographical area to be able to express their religious freedom. And they were given the opportunity here. And if you go back to the writings of Miguel Corderiel in 1502 or Farazano in 1524, what does he say about the Pokanokets? That they are the goodliest people on earth. They are known as the praying Indians. Wampanoag means people of the early light. You hear sometimes people say people of the first light. Well, that would be fit on demon to my father and my grandfather and those, because the first light was with our Creator. But because we live here by the great waters, grandfather's sun comes up early. And we see grandfather's sun earlier than those that are deeper in the forest. So what did they see that we don't see today? One thing they saw is they saw land that wasn't defiled until later on. When you poison the land that grows food to nourish your body, you have got to be crazy. When you poison the water that gives you the drink of life, you have got to be crazy. When you poison the air that gives you the breath of life, you have got to be crazy. And I'm sure that in 1620, they didn't see crazy. That first Thanksgiving was about peace. It was about brotherhood, sisterhood, about people coming together and humbling themselves in the eyes of their Creator and giving thanks for what their Creator has bestowed upon them. So let us never forget the Native people for what they had to offer and give. And as Princess Redwing said many, many times, no matter how much is taken from the Native people, they still have more to give. But the thing most important to the Native people, this is a word we say, aquani, it means peace. And peace meant more to this Native people than anything. And the disease that they feared the most from Europe was greed. And today, society throughout this whole world is mostly power personal. And the hearts of mankind is avarice. Each and every one of us here have the responsibility to stretch forth our hand in friendship. As Redwing used to say, if you want peace in this world, if you want peace in your home, if you want peace, then it is up to you, each and every one of us to always stretch forth that hand in friendship. Because we've been blessed in this country where we have freedom that others don't have. And what is an American? An American is people from all walks of life, different races, nationality, ethnic backgrounds, all melted and molded in with the Native American way. And that is an American. We talk about turkey, and they even have people saying corn. If you ask, how did the Indians say corn? They say maize. Well, maize was out there, but we actually meant is corn. That's how we say it here. There's so much about the people here that has been lost and done away with. There's so much that we would like to say, but the time is closing out for me to speak, and my time is up. But I will say this here, that we are responsible for ourselves and for our brothers and sisters. Thank you.